peoples of the universe, please attend carefully. The message that follows is vital to the future of you all.
But you can just be sure, ladies and gentlemen, you can just be sure they did not attend carefully, did they? No, they did not attend carefully. And so Tom Baker ended up having to die in a rather undramatic way, dangling from a radio telescope. Not Tom Baker, obviously, the Fourth Doctor. Although I have to tell you, the Blu-ray reimagining of it is much better. Right, I know they add in like half a second of him, like his legs kicking or something, and it makes a really big difference. Right, it makes a really big. I'm surprised what a big difference it is, and it's a great little. It's the animator. There was the standing, because it's basically just a silhouette, and it makes it look a lot better. But no, they did not. They did not heed. And I guess we didn't either. How is everybody? I hope you're all having a good time tonight, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you are in the world. It's a little bit quiet. It's a little bit quieter here in these neck of the woods. I will probably, I don't know, stream on Saturday night. Because I should be clear to have my channel be able to post stuff on my main channel again from 6:13 a.m. On Sabbath morning. Obviously, Sabbath I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do anything. Well, you can't upload anything or schedule. I'll do anything until then. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't really looked at. I honestly, again, listen. If YouTube gets struck by lightning, and we all move to Rumble, I can find. Oh, by the way, that's heating up, isn't it? The Elon Musk thing. Apparently, Apple and Amazon are going to be removing Twitter from their app stores. Basically, that's exactly what they did to Parler. Not Parler. Was it Parler? I know. It's like, that's a bit crazy, isn't it? I mean, look, they had to do something, didn't they? I mean, they weren't going to leave it there. Like, okay, you win, Elon. No, they were never going to go down so easy, right? We all knew that, but I'm assuming. Listen, I kind of like Elon Musk. I mean, everything he's saying is so good, right? What did I hear him say? What did he tweet the other day or this morning? The next, they're going to buy Coca-Cola and put cocaine back in it. I'm like, yes. He's just funny. He's a funny, badass guy. I like him. I mean, I'm going to tell you. Interesting. I mean, interesting. I hear that. Where do I have that thing? So we got that going on. Man, it has been an interesting time. We're in the time called Svirata Omer, right? Svirata Omer. It's a 49-day period where there's incredible spiritual potential, right? There's incredible spiritual power, right? There's power in these times if you utilize it, right? If you choose to utilize it, and most Orthodox Jews don't really think about it at all. It's this time. Basically, it goes from Passover, second day from Passover, right until the holiday of Shavuot, which is 7 weeks later. Which is basically when the Israelites left Egypt and did the Exodus. Weren't my people go? Oh, they weren't. Everybody went. And I always like the bit in the 1950s Ten Commandments when after they go, so they never explain this, right? They only explain it in the Bible that God does a miracle, right? In the Bible it said that God hardened Pharaoh's heart, right? Yeah. But in the Yul Brynner version, he's sitting dejected after Moses leaves, right? And all the Hebrews have gone, sitting dejected. And then his wife comes and says, "You're not a god," because he called himself the god of the Nile. "You're not a god. You're not even a man." And that roused him to take command and go chase after those Hebrews, those Israelites. Da-da-da. And by about a week later, we hit the Or was it not the breaststroke? Not the Catskills. The sea, the Red Sea, split. Which was kind of, I heard an interesting class day saying that was a direct reversal of the energy of the flood, right? Where water cascaded over us, that had dominion over us. Instead, we had dominion over water, right? So it's an interesting inversion. 7 days later. But anyway, 49 days later, Mount Sinai, baby. Mount Sinai. The big times, right? So that was a bit crazy. So anyway, we were at a very low spiritual level. The Hebrews were at low spiritual level at the time of Passover. But the day before Passover, we were at a much lower one, right? We were at the minus 49th level. Or 39th? I think minus 39th level. No, minus 49th. Minus 49th level of defilement. Now, I don't know what that means, but sounds kind of fun. Sounds well, I don't know. I think after you get to past the 23rd, the level of defilement, you're probably going, this is gross. Like, ew. So anyway. Where was I? I just totally lost my train of thought. I don't know, because I saw a joke in the chat. I was like, I've got to go back to that later. That sounds really funny. All right, we're at the splitting of the sea. Oh, yeah, so fine. We're at minus 49 level. Then at Passover, we get this big glob of spiritual energy, and that brings us up to 0, right? So then every day we grow a day, right? So I try and do things like focus that and use this time, right? And this time, I suppose you have a lot of it can be a crazy time because there's a lot of miracle potential of things being crazy. Because this is literally in Doctor Who once in Big Finish, one of the better things they did. They had Rassilon had a forge, right? A forge where he had space time he could meld and do stuff with, right? So that's kind of that. That's kind of what this time of year is. It's like the raw energy. It's like the raw energy that makes the year, that makes this year spiritually. And that's why there have been many strange and miraculous occurrences. There is we have Yom Zikaron. We have Yom Zikaron, Yom Yerushalayim. That's coming up next. Yom Zikaron, Yom Kippur. That's coming up next week. That's awesome, right? Everyone's getting ready for it already. Yom HaTzmaut is the Israel Independence Day. And boy, do we get down. We love it. Everybody loves Israel Independence Day, right? They got the flags up everywhere, and everyone's got the flags up over their house. It's like a British street in 1950, right? We just won the war. Flags up everywhere. And that's what it's like. It's very, very cool. Actually, what they do is we have a Yom HaZikaron first, which is the Memorial Day, right? And so every fallen Israeli soldier has a active service member go stand by the grave, right, and salute. And oftentimes, the family comes, they have a picnic, and they take the soldier home, for dinner or whatever. That's kind of how it happens. But then after Yom Zikaron, we go straight into Yom HaTzmaut. Now, I live in a religious Zionist area, right, which isn't really it's a newer world for me. I'm about 10, 15 years into it, right? But it's and I was it took me a while to break into it, because it's different from the mentality I was coming from. But it's very, very cool because they have these services in the middle of the town, and everybody's there, and it's a big party, and there's fireworks, and it's goofy, and I love it, right? I really love it. You go and you get some hot dogs or some pot on corn, and there's bands playing. It's a nice time. They close off the street. You're going to get covered in foam at some point. It's just what it's like, right? It's just what it's like. And that's in my little town, and everywhere has it, right? If the kids go off and bus to a bigger town to party, right? And it's that's Yom HaTzmaut. Now, why do we have this big celebration? It's because That's Israel Independence Day. That shouldn't have happened, right? That shouldn't have happened. Britain had this idea of dealing with the Jewish question, right? What do you do with all these Jewish refugees after World War II, right? So a lot of them were like in Cyprus, being detained there, and there was like the Jewish population was growing. There was a big insurgency. There was terrorism. Terrorism, I will point out, was scrupulously following the Articles of War. They only ever went after military targets, right? It was this civilian target thing is a new thing, right? It's since the 80s. I don't think people go. I think it's like maybe mid-70s, right? I think it's when the Palestinians like targeted all Jews as military targets. But before them, I don't think and nobody ever even thought of it. It was weird. So anyway. They had a Jewish problem. So they said, okay, fine, we're going to do partition. We're going to leave. We're going to split everything in half. We're going to give all the good stuff to the Arabs, including all the weapons. We're just going to stand back and then see what happens. And then, incredibly, we survived. There's so many miracles of those battles, right? Like the Davidka. I always liked the Davidka. It was there was a gun that didn't do anything, just made a lot of noise. It was very, very scary, big noise. And when they let it off, at the same time it started to rain, and the Jordanian forces or whoever it was heard that if a nuclear weapon goes off, it rains. And they thought we had nukes, and they ran. They're like, oh, those Jews, want to watch out for them. They're clever. They know how to think, them Jews. Anyway. So that's a really miraculous day. That could be considered the end of the exile by some. I don't think so. I think we've been in exile from this land for about 2,000 years, right? 1949 years, I think now, around there. If that calendar is correct. Anyway, so we've been and exile really goes from monarchy to monarchy. Like we don't. Once there is, we believe there will be a Jewish temple rebuilt, a third temple. Only problem is it's at where the Dome of the Rock is now. So something's got to be sorted out with that, right? That's why they're a little bit jittery about it, and we're like, listen, mate, we would have done anything, we would have done it, and a lot of us think, maybe we should have done. But anyway, thankfully, no one listens to me. Anyway, where was it? So that's one miraculous thing that happened because we're in this potential time. All right. Another one is Yom Yerushalayim. It's 1967, which I think even bigger miracles. Right. Oh man, the stories of 1967 are incredible. Right. Absolutely incredible. And I believe that's when the Messiah should have come last time. Right. I think that was our last opportunity. Right, and what happened was, it was the allegedly Moshe Dayan, the famous eye-patched general, right? Who the Arabs had all run, right? Run away, because we just it was crazy. It was crazy. We should have been destroyed. And we ran these air sorties with it broke the convention of war, because you're supposed to leave yourself some backup. If this sortie failed, it would have been the destruction of everybody. Everything. It was all or nothing, and it probably wouldn't have worked. So they flew this one. Incredible. It's an incredible mission. I mean, you should look up a history book. Under radar cover, right? And that's the people who invented it, right? Under radar cover. They bombed, what was it? The Jordanian airfields first, wiping out their entire air force, right? Just before they got off the ground. they took out the runways first, and then they just went boom, and blew them up. The entire that was pretty good. So then the next day, they did it to the Syrian Air Force, right? And then the next day, they did it to the Egyptian one, right? At the same time, where the paratroopers are rolling in, the paratroopers take the. So that's a miraculous day, right? That's a miraculous day. It's this time we're in. This time is crazy, man. This time is crazy. Anything can freaking happen. It's like the beginning of Stingray. You know, Stingray. Yeah, they got the buildings, right? Building. Everything a long shot, massive long shot, right? And suddenly it zooms in. It zooms in right into you, and there's a bloke in a wheelchair like this, right? Zooms in, he looks at you. It says anything could happen in the next half hour. Dun 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 dun. Stingray, Stingray. That's how Stingray. Anyway, I digress. That's the crazy time we're in, right? Now, factor in, it's been supercharged this year. Like for me personally and for the world, in an insane way. Like we're wrapping up the second week of it right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared going into next week. I'll tell you why, right? So again, the reason this has spiritual potential is you're open to God kick you in the balls, like stretching you and putting you like a Stretch Armstrong to make you into a better you, right? And the more God loves you, the more He'll kick you in those balls, right? So that's essentially it. Straight away, as it started, my computer died, right? Just, So I spent most that week, right? That week. So each week of this thing, there's 7 weeks of it. There are 7 different elements. And each week has a theme of an element, and each day is governed by an element. So like last week, the element was mercy. Loving mercy, which resulted in me getting kicked in the balls. These things happen, but it was like with a real intensity. And I was like, I wasn't sure if I could get it working. And then I got it working with this juddering. It was a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Then I said, fine, I'm buying a new one, right? And just buying a new one. So then it got worse, right? Then I went into the next week, right? And I had a whole other bunch of stuff. My channel got community strike. That's been a kick in the balls right there. I thank you all for joining, by the way. Like, share, subscribe. But yeah, that's been a major kick in the balls. Can't wait for it to be over. So I might be live streaming Saturday night. If God doesn't decide to blow up my head or what, I don't know what's next, right? I do not know what's next. Maybe nothing. Maybe actually I kind of get the feeling. And I don't know, because you have an optimism bias, right? But we have Passover. Now the thing of Passover is you don't eat any leaven. You don't eat any bread. You only eat these crackers. I really quite like, right? I like them a lot, called matzah. And it basically symbolizes that you're trying to get rid of yourself. You're trying to get rid of your haughtiness, right? It's you're trying to put yourself on a different level. And you're trying to nullify yourself, right, before God. And that's really the idea, right? And then, so anyway, fine. I got the community strike. That was a kick in the balls. And then I couldn't get the bloody computer I want. I was like, what the? I was like, I still believe in God. Okay, it's cool. It's all cool. All cool, baby. But so then I hadn't had any chametz yet. Chametz represents a sense of self, a sense of like personality, a sense of independence, right? And I my wife, who knew I was barbing, oh God bless her, she knew I was barbing, made pizza for that night because we have this new air fryer. Freaking love this thing. I think I'm doing a series of videos on air fryer cooking. If you have a multi cooker and an air fryer, you do not need anything else. Those, I mean, a dishwasher maybe, but like you can make pretty much anything in those things. These air fryers, we got two of them now. We've got 2 Ninja ones. It's we have one because we have 2 because we separate meat and milk. So we can't have like cheese in one and put meat in one. Yeah, so we have to get 2. So we got 2 different like makes. But this thing's incredible, right? So I really want to do like fried fish in it. Do fish and chips. I bet it's gonna be good. I do recommend these things. Air fryers, you can do freaking anything. You can make an awesome curry. Oh my God. Anyway, I digress. Where are we up to? I am bloody know what's going to happen on Saturday night when that 3rd week starts. Reasonably, I'm shitting myself. I mean, God only knows. And it would be okay if it was only just me. No, it wouldn't. That's a nightmare. It may actually make it worse. But the world as well. Look what's happened to the freaking world in the last week. It's crazy. How long ago was the Will Smith slap? Right? How long ago was that? Oh, by the way, yeah, I scratched myself a buggery because I got mosquito bites everywhere. That time of year. My blood is sweet. That's why it wants to drain me. Who can blame it? So anyway, let me pull up some mic and we'll say hello to everyone. What was that thing I'm looking for? Captain Scarlet in the. Oh, I remember. I finally remember what I was looking for. Oh, that's funny. I got to show you that. Oh yeah, I got to show you that too. Where is it? Oh, fine. We'll start over here. Share screen, baby. Share that screen. Doink. Screen shared. Okay. Icky thump. Chris says that I was the bestest Doctor Who ever. I used to be the bestest ever. Then I found out I was an icky white man. I'm so sorry. Oh, do you know how little he's in his own show? Pussy. Oh, man. Oh, God, it makes me sick. Doctor Who magazine goes, full Chibnall. Oh, we love a bit of full Chibnall. We're going to do a full review of the issue right here on this channel. We're going to go through it page by page. Latest issue reviewed and have the piss mercilessly taken. Yes, that is correct. That's the plan. Star Trek Picard, the wokest member berries of them all. Make it not so. Plus all the geek news I can be bothered to get to. But here, I want to show you what we got. Firstly, this is really funny. One of the many great things posted by Elon Musk. Here's an example of Twitter's left-wing bias. We have to take the context into consideration. Twitter's interpretation of context is affected by their left-wing bias. I would need to see an example of that. Here's an example of Twitter's left-wing bias. Like, yes, they because they make this circular speak, they think they're making sense, right? And I don't really want to admit they don't understand it, right? And that's why they're so condescending about it, because I think they convince themselves it makes sense, right? But yes. What do we have coming up? I got this one. This one I'm really happy with. This is tomorrow. Oh man, do I lose my shit in this video? Oh my god! I completely lose my shit in this video. Maybe I might play a clip of it. That's a bit narcissistic, but maybe I will. It's like I'm like, okay, you know what? You talked me into it. Let me see if I can find it. We're just going to play a clip where I really genuinely lose my shit in it. This is not put on. Nothing's ever put on. If only this was an act, right? If only this was an act. Hang on. Hi there! This is so weird! Hi, Narcissism 101. Where is it? I look pretty mad there. Let's have a look. And effective backlash to the creation of the female lead in the new Star Wars trilogy. It's what experts call a trend. Well, what would you know about expertise? What have you been right about, mate? It looks like absolutely nothing. And again, how did that work out? How did it work out? They got $1 billion hotel in fragility. Really comes to mind, doesn't it? The thing, nothing. And again, how did that work out? Off with what? Right side of history, a huge racist. No, that was all smears. But he said all those racist. Doctor, yes, that's 100%. That's what everyone's saying. They will literally, and I mean, because they thought it was political correctness, they gave the movie a chance. What? Nobody minded that. Although Wonder Woman 84 was work out. How did it work out? This is so bizarre. This is just so weird. It must be later on then. When do I really lose my shit? How can I put this? A bit of uphill gardening. But because you so then what have to happen, because they would be an investigation, economic collapse, Donald Trump, economic boom, peace. That going down well for you, right? This way to say it, when you've had 95% of the majority of major superhero roles, all the characters in video games, that 80% feels like a terrible, terrible loss. Again, how have these franchises fared by making them feminine? How's it worked out? It's not good, is it? Really? I mean, I can't believe how destroyed Star Wars is. I don't think they can rebuild Star Wars, right? I really, genuinely speaking, don't think they could ever rebuild Star Wars now. No, certainly not what it was before they got their hands on it. Says Scientologist, amazingly, you're wrong. Sociologist Michael Kimmel. Oh, this is close. I can only imagine what it was like for a hereditary and aristocracy after the French Revolution. You know what it was like? Okay, if you want to see what it's like when people lose power and freak out, look at Twitter. Right, look at Twitter right now. What is this meltdown about? Oh, it's not going to be safe. What is this meltdown about? I'll tell you exactly what the meltdown is about. If you've lived in a world of privilege, then the idea of having equality is terrifying, right? And that's yourselves on them. Didn't nobody teach you this? And complete hypocrites, aren't wrong. And you've lived in a cloud of smug for years and years. Yeah, there's many idiots that you avoid the purpose of substance until the men themselves quack. Lesbian doctor, we'll have that right now, right? We 100% have that now. Who knows what the BBC will do for political... a furious reactor reminds one of the sexist backlash to casting the female leads in recent Ghostbusters reboot. No, okay. People groaned because they thought it was political correctness. Off with what? Since Zack Snyder's fingers in it. There's no difference in women and men now, is there? Work out. How did it work out? They got $1 billion Walker, Han Solo, Prince. What? Hillary Clinton. We're watching right now what would have happened with Hillary. And again, what's it done for society? That's who you are. That's right. Okay. She had a off the books email server to death. That's not a good way to go. And he was a gay guy, so I think 100% lose. Like economic boom. People should be yeah, sad. This I can't find it. But it's going online tomorrow. I gotta get to the chat. There's nobody here, and I'm still gonna get to the chat. I mean, there's a few people. Thank you all for coming. What was I? Share screen. Anyway, this is a great thumbnail. This is so true. We're on the right side of history. That aged badly. The Salon article, which was the origins of toxic Doctor Who fandom. Yes, it was. If I stream on Saturday night, you will notice why this sign. I will send this a sign out. Back from the dead. That'd be me. I'm also doing a series, I think, on a lot more comic book stuff. I want to go through From Hell by chapter. I'm from book by book. So I'm going to do videos on each. If you haven't read From Hell, oh man, you've got to read From Hell. It's so good. It's one of Animal's first great works, right? Also doing a thing on Incognito. Jeff, awesome. Super powered suspense crime thriller, essentially, right? Really cool. Really cool. It's like a noir crime thriller with superpowers. Really love it. Also really love this. I just got volume 3 today. Fantastic book. Fantastic. It's they do a retelling of War of the Worlds, which is actually not the first thing they did in there, but it's all about what would have happened if the British Empire got its hands on Martian technology, right? So that was the first book, but then they went back and did an adaptation of War of the Worlds. Fantastic. Right, absolutely it's one of the best adaptations of War. Speaking of which, I was watching the 2005 version, the Spielberg Tom Cruise one. Excellent, right? Here's the weird thing about that movie, right? Here's the weird thing about that movie. It's not an adaptation of H.G. Wells' War of the World, right? It's a remake and a reimagining of the 1950s adaptation of War of the World. That's exactly what it is. And it's really, really bizarre for that. Which to make it more detailed and interesting, they then went back to the original novel to add stuff in to make it like more frightening. But it is a remake of the 1950s one, which is interesting, right? This is fantastic. This is the only thing I've seen where you really get the idea of terror, absolute terror, as society fails, right? As everything you believe in crumbles before your eyes. If it was H.G. Wells imagining what life would be like if we were the natives instead of the invading British forces. So I'm doing that. Oh, this is Sunday night stream, baby. Sunday night stream. We're gonna go over the Doctor Who magazine interview. Okay. Plus, we're going to be doing a deep dive review of It Takes You Away. God help me. I think I'll get through it. This is happening tonight. This is going to be I'm just downloading this and releasing it, right? But we're doing this tonight. We're also doing this tonight. This is a piece of shit. How much longer is this bloody going on for? I know it's shit. I'm about halfway through the first episode. Very good. Very, very, very good. I will say excellent. That's right now. I'll give myself a plus. A plus. Now, also, if you haven't seen the stuff I put out, I'm also putting on my main channel next week. We have Epic Voyage at the bottom of the ratings, which is, I think this is one going up Saturday night. Yeah, this is going up Saturday night. And then Doctor Who News Walk and Chibnall's Eras of our Paywall. Yeah, the Big Finish news. And I'm going to pepper things all through the week, right? Also, I think Saturday I do my. This is from last Sunday's or Monday. I can't remember what day it was. Stream. Nothing says Doctor Who like a closeted super gay man wanting to shag a big strapping companion whilst being on a religious genocide. Oh yes, a religious genocide. Chuffing great. Yes, that's Judy. If you haven't seen my review or started my review, so good. I mean, the review is good, but also the movie is good. SFX magazine, that was on my stream there as well. Fine. Let's get to that. I'll put the. I think we'll put this on. This is always good to advertise the future. And let me get to the chat much later. There we go. Mr. Jekyll and Hyde is there. How you doing? Thank you for joining out. Doctor Who magazine goes full Chibnall. You never go full Chibnall. You can never take that back, baby. They're gonna take everything back. It's all fine. So this is where you've been hiding, you keep on. Yeah, I'm back, baby, on Saturday night, baby. Unless I'm not. Unless I get struck with the pox or something. Who knows? Rangers, how you doing? There we go. I came here to eat chips and laugh at Jodie era, and I've eaten all the chips. I'm sorry. Oh, man, I could really do a bit of chips. I like a bit of fish and chips. Got a sore back, yay for bonfires. I don't know what happened. Mark the Vickers are here, by gum. So Big Tech is sulking. Like, yes, they are. No, they're freaking out. They are. This is going to. I know what's going to happen. But like Elon Musk is just like, he keeps getting more awesome, right? He just said, tweeted like something like, they asked if he could buy Fox so he can make a new season of Firefly. He said science fiction, which has science fiction, would be a cool idea. Did Jews ever get day off? If not, I'm out of my religious transition. No. In fact, right now, here, I'm teaching this. I'm doing a daily series based on this book. Look what the name is. The 6 constant mitzvahs. The mitzvahs are commandments. 6 things you have to constantly be doing. Yeah. It's a when one wants to convert, you're supposed to like try and dissuade them, right? It's not hard. It's not hard at all. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. That's not why I hate you, mate. I don't know. I just really like this thumb. I just really like this thumb a lot. Where am I? Yeah, don't feel safe. If not, I'm out my room. Well, no, you stay where you are. Stay with the bacon. To be honest, I know there's between Hebrews and Hebrews. A Hebrew, of course, is a male teabag. We know that from Benny Hill. And a Shebrew doesn't give head. Okay, now we've established. We've established what's going on. It's really true. It's very bizarre. It's like it's a global trait. It's very, very strange. Well, your Shiksas do, right? Your Shiksas don't really have a problem with it, as I've noticed. Anyway, I don't know. But your Shebrews, not so much. Listen, still one of my favorite bits in Peaky Blinders ever is when what's his name is being the Jewish gangster, Tom Holland. Is it Tom Holland? Tom Hardy, right? He makes don't touch the Jewish women. He starts smacking something in the head with a crowbar. Oh, yeah. That was my favorite Jewish character of all time, right? Absolutely. Imagine Jodie Whittaker started talking about religion. Keep up. Please don't. Slap the limelight like Will Smith. I feel bad for Will Smith, man. I do feel bad for him. I don't want to think about Jodie full stop unless she was giving out free. Then I'll hear it. Then I'll hear about her opinion. I don't. She just turns me off. FYI, Rabbi, I'm flying tomorrow and this weekend, putting you an answer. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's so weird though. Again, for me, the Jews, they bury their dead very quickly, right? Like the same day if they can, right? Overnight. But like non-Jews, you guys will go weeks. It's like bizarre. Disaster areas here. Speaking of which, my son is on his way home from the Sinai. Thank God. Yeah, thankfully he survived. Adam Eve were gender fluid. Oh God, no, don't make me sick. Lonnie, I have said hello to you, haven't I? I've been talking to you, but I'm sure I said hello. Sounds like Israel needs big freaking lasers. Oh yeah, we have those. We have lots of those. I'll tell you, it's worth being here during like a war so you can see the Iron Dome in action. It's so impressive. It's just so impressive. Like, you know, you'll see like these. It's you see these vapor trails like as it like gets the missile. The missile has a trajectory. It's like a 3/4 full bottle of Diet Coke, right? So it's really that they get any out at all is a miracle, quite frankly. But that was the thing that really pissed me off, by the way, during the last war, the war before that. Like a lot of these missiles, they fired from civilian grounds that nobody in the press cares about. Now that's all fine. That breaking of every military convention, that's fine. But any time one of these missiles will fall short, which is like about 40% of the time, and land on a populated area, they will blame us, say, you Jews. Like, it was you that did it, you silly cunts. What the hell? I'm not remotely religious, but I have to admit that things are coming together that appear biblical. They are. Listen, what do you want me to tell you, mate? I expect it to be right, but yeah, it's still surprising when it happens. And that's really the truth. I expect it to be right, but it's still surprising that it's happening. I'm like, wow, look at that. Who'd have figured? I was just looking at my Ainley action figure. Why'd they make a Tremus one? It's just a repaint. They could totally make a Tremus figure. Bring it out with Nissa. Yeah, listen, okay. That Elon Musk has bought Twitter, right? I think is a sign that things are going to be okay, right? Why would God go to the trouble of turning around Twitter if only to not need it because the world's destroyed, right? Why? Like, it seems like an unnecessary step, and it seems a miraculous step, right? Yeah, I'm trying to find my remote control. I want to turn the air on. Where is it? It seems like a miraculous step to me. So we're hijacking this plane unless you're going to go to Israel. If you're going to Israel, we surrender. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Darren M is here. How you doing, Darren? Thank you for joining us. I'm not really, but wouldn't be surprised if the end of the day. Well, that's the point. See, that's why the end of days looks like the end of days, right? So you would say that, right? That's exactly why. Rabbi's like a cartoon with his bad luck. With his bad luck. Yeah, listen, it's not good bad luck though. It's not good. You got to look at these as blessings, right? You got to look at these as I mean, really, genuinely, you have to look at those blessings because I think it's just God toughening me up, right? My current wife isn't allowed to travel to Israel according to her passport, which is why I'd like to move there. Just about everybody can travel to Israel. Man, she must have done something bad. Must appease the little lady. Nice, wink, wink. Oh, listen, I do like a bit of little lady appeasement. I am, yeah, my little fella likes appeasing a little lady as well. Rabbi can work with that one. He just did. Okay, we went through the chat. Let me see if anybody's talking to me or... Don't you capitalize God? I often do. Mr. Jagan, hi. Rule 2, yawn. What's rule? Oh, no, was it rule 1? Chibnall writes rule 2, yawn. Yeah, he is boring. Yeah, he is very boring. I avoid Texas then. The rabbi was broken not long ago. Well, that is true. That is true. Rabbis multiplied. The rabbi do a rabbi watch along. Uphill gardening. Where's the revolution? Okay. Nobody says there's a premium content. You are right. I'm going for a double block. It's like Rabbi and acid or Rabbi. This was a funny thing. Mind you, if I was on my events, I found the Rabbi. There you go. What did I say? I can't remember what I showed you. It must have been bad. I love Picard series. Borg had a Nicard battery, so the Queen eats lead from battery. Yeah, I saw that. Oh God, we're gonna go over that. It's part of my job tonight. Oh, I got to get the air on before. Bacon is always good. Oh, I like bacon. I miss bacon. They got a thing called top rib, which is similar but not as good. Oh, I pissed off neighbors because they were hanging their clothes out to dry that were when a bonfire was happening. Well, they're a bit stupid. Bacon wrapped marshmallows. Oh my God, that sounds so good. Okay, that sounds so good. I will have to tell my wife that. She will I think we've got to find a way of emulating that. That sounds really good. Dana Sanders, Ecky Thump, how you doing, my good man? Thank you for joining us. Talking Kermit the Frog, I know. General Simon is one of the worst possible can play the Doctor and the most annoying accent possible. He succeeded. I haven't read this interview yet. I'm looking forward to it, right? I'm looking forward to it. Blue Bonnet, how you doing? Oh, Lord. I just looked into here. The sea would run over. Yeah. Well, listen, I had about half hour to work myself up, you know. You've got to hit sit here. Where's this video? Where is it? What's this thumbnails? This one, I can't find it. Somewhere I go off, right? I absolutely have a meltdown. Well, I'll try again. Maybe it's early on. How have you been? I've been pretty good. Okay, I'm going to try and find the meltdown again. I'm only going to try for a minute, okay? We're not going to be ponderous. Okay, let's see if we can find it. It must be earlier on. Oh, no, they deserve much more. They need it. Jesus was the Lord and Savior and Messiah to make a bogus point. Right? I wasn't on the fence. I was on board, right? It's all about the message, baby. And do you remember that? Oh, God. I mean, I it's not the first time I would have called Miss Whitaker anti-Viagra, right? Jody, from a past on-screen roles. Now, put this in your mouth, would you, Sonny? Yeah. Pick up the brick! Brexit and Trump and this. But wasn't the leader of the Labour Party, you know, the left wing party, the party on the right side of history, a huge racist? No, that was all smears. But he said all those racist things, right? No, that's out of context. No, actually, I'm reading it completely in context. He's always favoured people who hate Jews, hasn't he? No, it's just coincidence. Coincidence. I mean, honestly, this is all what happened. Backlash on the all-female screaming of Wonder Woman. What? Yeah, Star Wars, we had Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and everybody had their own function. In this one, it's all Ray, baby. Everything's way. I mean, my God, they should have just called her Mary Sue. I should just release my little clips of my going. The term mouth. We're to mind the word liberal fragility. Everything's way. I mean, my God, they should. I think I found the bit. It's called a Mary Sue. The term male fragility comes to mind. The word liberal fragility really comes to mind, doesn't it? The thing, as one would expect, to the tendency of many men to feel threatened whenever women begin to make progress toward gender equality. Where is there not gender equality in 2017? Honestly, where was there not? Well, Donald Trump won the election and not the most qualified candidate. What? Hillary Clinton. We're watching right now what would have happened with Hillary Clinton. Really? Why do you assign everything to sexism, racism? You know why you do? I'll tell you exactly why this guy does it. Because everything he says is full of shit. Everything he says is bollocks that doesn't make any sense whatsoever and cannot stand up to the most minute examination. So they can't have it have any intellectual questioning of it whatsoever. It's all got to be purely emotional. Say, right? And again, was it done for society? We're in a better place now than we were in 2017. We're really not, aren't we? So again, I love the way they're reading it. Men feel threatened. No, it's not a question about feeling threatened. It's taking things that men love, fundamentally changing them because you don't like men. You basically just want to punish men. And in the process, destroying the thing, right? That's who you are. That's what you've done. And we've seen it over and over again, right? I see they got Donald Trump days coming up. Of course. Maybe it's not. It's a growing, almost unavoidable theme, both in pop and political culture. Last year it managed to unite the ideological disparate men from Donald Trump to Julian Assange in a quest to defeat Hillary Clinton's presidency. A candidacy. Okay, let's just say the things we know, right? Okay, because she couldn't be bothered to pick up the phone. Trace of all of this is are unmistakable crimes, but it doesn't matter. Anybody, literally, I think they're right. I think he was right. So you're saying that the reason Trump became president was because it's all happened, right? It's all happened. Maybe it's just because people didn't like living like this. Maybe because people are not being hired because they're a woman, particularly fertile, pathetic. How are you doing with the destruction of CNN? That going down well for you? Right? How are you going with the world? You feel a bit pathetic? Were you one of the people crying about Twitter? That's a bit pathetic, isn't it? Yeah, sad. Again, I'm sorry. I love Doctor Who. I don't need to explain myself to you. I love Doctor Who. I've always loved Doctor Who. And I don't really see why it's to anybody's benefit to use it as a platform when you're no longer going to make it about story anymore. It destroyed it. It has absolutely destroyed Doctor Who. So much so, Rusty Davis came in. Again, 2.2 viewers. 2.2 million viewers. Probably got closer to 2.2, actually. But, it failed. Your whole way of life has failed. Your whole outlook has failed. I love seeing if you're so smug on this one, but the thing is, the truth is they still are, aren't they? The percent of the majority of major superhero roles, speaking, don't think they could ever rebuild Star Wars now. The other side is massively, right? It wasn't about, oh no, I don't have control of it. It's about you fucking it up,
right? You fucked it up. You fucked up Doctor Who. You fucked up DC Comics. You fucked up Marvel Comics. You fucked up Star Wars. You fucked up Star Trek. You fuck up everything that you come anywhere near. That it's not about power. It's about you fuck everything up because you are a useless, brainless cunt.
That was a bit. That was it. Yes. that was the bit. That was the bit. Gotta laugh. I saw Chris Saunders here. How you doing, sir? Can you imagine the cynical reaction if Rabbi had a second amendment party? Listen. I'm a little bit too hardcore for my synagogue. I think this is what we like. Fine, I gotta find the remote control for my AC. Where's it? I got one outside. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna be back in under 30 seconds when I locate this. I haven't located it. Okay. I'm still looking. Maybe it's in here somewhere. Okay. And now we're looking for the remote control for my AC. And I found it. It was stuck under there. Shouldn't have been there. Oh, need some air, man. There we go. I gotta remember when that is next time. Maybe I'll release that as like a highlight reel. That's one of my favorite rants. I'm very, very proud of that. It's my little booby fan. Oh, there you go. Give it some welly, darling. Give it some welly. Okay, fine. So I have to let me find my notes on the Picard episode. Oh, they're over here. Fine. And then we're going to look at I'm going to open up Doctor Who magazine. Look at that. Here we go. Doink. So that's opening up. I don't think it's so funny they're taking Twitter off the platform. Okay, let's open it up. The next thing is we wanted to over here. Open with preview. I like a bit of a preview, darling. Preview sounds like, it's one of those wank mags. What's the name of the public? Paul Raymond. Paul Raymond's preview. Preview review bar. Yes, it is. Very saucy. Fine. So I got my copy of DWM here so I can find things and zoom in into it if I need to read it. Fine. Fine. Brace yourself, darling, for the Picard preview. Go. Let's have a look at... It's that time of the month again. A time for a new Doctor Who magazine. And here's the truth. It's June. Okay, well, this is actually May. So they've got to go May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, and it's gone. They got to survive 4 more issues of this dross, and they can know the core audience is the one they got. No one, if they haven't left yet, like me, they're not leaving. Okay, they know they can survive for 4 months, and that's where it is, right? That's the way it is. So they go full Jodie, and I have to tell you, I'm being a bit of a dick, but it's fair enough. It's not kids who like this era's fault that it's shit, right? It's really not their fault. I think what we're doing is now we're moving this into being a part of Doctor Who's history, right? And they're very much trying to normalize it as part of history, and that's where it's probably gonna be. Unfortunately, I think we're just gonna edit it out with your own head canon, but I think it'll be. Again, eventually it'll be like half human on its mother's side. But then Rusty Davies does crazy stuff, right? Crazy stuff. But they got Mrs. Rachel Malade is rumored to be the new Doctor. No, she bloody isn't. Stop. She's a new companion. But yeah, I'll say actually, I'm sure we'll get that in the story. It has to be about doing new things. Yes, the new thing we're doing this time is making Doctor Who shit. I understand that. If it's about doing new things, why are you so heavily relying on canon? Fortnite, don't give a tip. Town of Gives a Mercy, not that good. Still Lawrence and Sea Devils, good article. Hydra's gay. I'm glad. What's the name? What's his name? It's getting the work. It'll be great to hear. Worlds of Wonder. That looks actually pretty good. Fine. So let's look through this thing. Okay. Emily Cook's apparently moving on now. She's going to be working with a production company for Apple TV. Matt Michael, Eddie Robson, and Stuart Manning all give to this issue. Not give. They not donate. What's the word? Write for this issue. Apparently, Centenary revealed. Are you interested? Not really. I'm really not. I'm really not. Ugh. Blue Box Files, hate it. It's just, it's really It's basically it. I'm sorry, Doctor Who shouldn't be a trans vehicle, right? I'm sorry to be an oldie-woldy huffy-duffy, you know? It's sexual abnormality in the strictest sense of the word with no pejorative meant by that, right? It's sexual abnormality, and it's fine if you're sexually abnormal. I don't mind if you're sexually abnormal. It's okay to be sexually abnormal, right? But most people who have this sexual abnormality, or like a high proportion of people with this sexual abnormality, also end up committing suicide, right? And children like to emulate, right? And they like to please. This is not a good idea. Speaking as somebody who's a parent and talking to people who aren't, who have no idea about children, this is not time to please. You know, this is not going to work out good. A sofa from Robots of Death has been returned to television in an episode, Savage Hunters the Restorers. The program traces down the efforts of upholders Craig Hughes to restore the sofa, which had been in bad state after it was gathered dust for 20 years. Salvage Hunters Restores are now available on Discovery Plus streaming platform. Okay. Terrence Dix Award. What is the Terrence Dix Award? Prolific author, prolific Doctor Who author, scriptwriter Terrence Dix, and former prolific Doctor Who author, script editor, and former DWM editor Gary Russell has been given an award of the Operation Society's first Terrence Dix Award. Okay, so big deal award. Okay, that's fair enough. He's a good person to give it to. New exhibition featuring photos of Doctor Who Blue Peter. I don't care. A book for Ukraine. Good luck with it, mate. Candy jar. I'm sure it'll be fine. Nightmare scenarios. What is this? What's nightmare scenarios? Modern era monsters will be facing classic era. Oh yeah, I want to actually get this. This sounds good. Classic era in a new full cast audio drama. In classic Doctor's New Monsters, the stuff of nightmares, the Fourth Doctor and Leela take the timid Tivonians last seen in 2005 before the flood. Oh, okay, I like them. The third Doctor Tim Treloar and Sarah Jane Smith, Sadie Miller, as they're a good pairing, meet the Hawks of Balhoun. I thought it was the Mox of Balhoun. I don't know. While the Sixth Doctor, Eighth Doctor, and Charlotte Pollard individual are attacked by a face-hugging dream cabs. Oh, but maybe they'll end up the Charlie arc they never finished. That'd be nice. Producer David Richardson says, "Great monsters don't die; they always return. We always have so much fun. We're placing in the post-2005 era with these Doctor Who within the classic era show. Do you release them? Oh yeah, okay, I'm sold. It's got a good bunch of alt writers as well. Yeah, I'm sold on that. Galactic Forum. Let's see if I can see anything. Gotta go. We have a letter and a Sontaran, and let's have a look. I like the YouTube thing they got. They have Jamie Lemon presents the Imagine title sequence for a show based on Revelation of the Dalek, Tranquil Repose, supporting cast. Okay. A new trailer forthcoming, the fan film The Timeless Doctor is currently in production, reveals exciting footage. I think I saw that. That sounds pretty good. Watch the trailer for the action-packed immersive theater Time Fracture, booking until September, if you're lucky. If it stays open that long. We looked at this a couple of shows ago. Josh Snares did a good animation of Out of Time. At last, enjoyed the third episode of Devious. Oh, wow. Wow. I have to see the first 2 episodes again. Will Doctor and Bradley Captain Skate? Oh, man, I got to watch Devious again. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. See, yeah, like they play very heavy on traditional Doctor Who, and then all of a sudden they go, whoa, full Jodie. All right, full Jodie. Let's see if who's doing what, who's getting awards. Just scanning for names of people I like. Peter Cabone's latest film, Benediction, in which he stars as the poet Seafield Sassoon, is releasing. I don't care. Okay, Neil Gaiman. Okay, don't see anything of interest. Okay, scanned. This month in 1991. Well, this will be before I moved to Israel. So yeah, I got to go. This is something I'll be interested. I bet I remember a lot of this. Yes. So now we're not doing this article now. Second story, outgoing Doctor Who producer, outgoing Doctor Who showrunner Chris Chibnall is reflected about his close book as he closed the book of the 13th Doctor. It's a 3-volume story, he tells Marcus Hearn and Emily Cook. I've lived for Saturday afternoons. It was a highlight of the week for me when I was a kid. That's why I thought I'd rob it of the kids of this generation, so it'll be more special just for me. The first thing I did was look at documents that were drawn on 1963. Oh, well, you're just a schmuck, aren't you? That shows you're not a very inventive person. Really? I mean, like, well, why? Look, if you don't know what Doctor Who is now, like what? Like, it's so dumb, okay? Okay, Sunday. This is at my Sunday show, which is also going to be released separately as it'll probably be a series, because look, this goes on for a while, right? He seems like a nice enough chap, but he's just screwed up so royally, so massively, so indefensibly, right? So, oh my God, maybe let's read the Return of the Master, right? Let's see what it has to say about that, about Rusty Davis. Chris says he was only discovered about Rusty Davis returning as Doctor Who showrunner about 36 hours before the rest of the world. Piers Wenger and Charlotte Moore told me I had a suspicion. I was going to say suspension, because Russell hadn't texted me for a while and he'd never been that quiet. So I called to Russell and told him I kind of guessed, and he's very apologetic about keeping it secret. He's very apologetic about having to clean up your mess. We're in constant touch. I bet they are. Okay, I think he sees. Are they though? I bet he's pissed off about what's happened. We're in constant touch, but he hardly needs to hand any handover notes from me. He's done a job before, and he knows exactly what to do. Okay, let's imagine his mindset. Like, he's very much into the woke thing, so he really liked what Chris Chibnall wanted to do. He doesn't like that it failed, right? But he very liked what he wanted to do. Could be he's going to try and do it right? It could be he's going to try and do it right. We'll read that. Let's read the rest of this. We're in constant touch. He hasn't any handover notes for me. He's done the job before. He knows exactly what to do. I know a little about what's going to happen, but not very much. Really, I don't want to know, because I want to be back enjoying it as a viewer again. Well, if it's good, I'm sure you can have something that we haven't had for the last few years. I can't say why Russell decided to come back, but he's been so engaged with it. Yeah, it's because you did so well. That's why, Chrissy. It's because you did so well, isn't it? Recording Russell's contributions to the 2023 log. When you look at what he did during lockdown, he did more than you did, and with oh my God, he wrote award-winning drama. You couldn't get a piece of shit show out. God. You could say he never really left. Yeah, we could say that, right? That's a fair thing to say. I'm sure he doesn't love the idea of writing for Doctor Who any less than he did in 2004.
He's had a decade of successes since he stopped being the showrunner. So why not come back for the 60th anniversary? Oh, yeah. What's that? What? That big thing with the trunk. What? The elephant that's in the room. What is that over there? That elephant in the room? I don't see anything at all. There's no elephant there. There's a big elephant in the room. You'll be foolish person to bet against Waffle. I think yes, fine. We know that. Rather good. I've enjoyed this so far. Oh god! And then he's got another of those articles going over what his insanely stupid plans were, ideas behind each Idiot Terrible series, right? Like Idiot Terrible series 2, and then Idiot Terrible series 3, that was a picture. I thought, oh, you know what? I got to do one of him sitting on the loo, right? There's got to be somebody I can find who I can Photoshop his face onto that position. Then I found another position. So this looks interesting, right? New exhibition at 6 decades of links of Doctor Who and scientific community. Bullfitter speaks to the team behind Doctor Who Worlds of Wonder. This looks really good. It really does. I would love to go to this. But alas not. But it looks like, look at that, got the giant robot there. This is just cool. They got so many cool props. And then they got that robot thing from the Caretaker. That was garbage. What's this? Director Paul Joyce takes Stuart Manning on a guided tour of the fancy backdrops of his 1981 story War. And this is interesting. I didn't realize that he did the backdrops. Oh, no, I remember. Yeah. This was trippy stuff, man. Look, honestly, Warriors Gate isn't hurt by the use of drugs. Let's be honest, okay? It's not. The experience doesn't get worse because of it. This is supposed to be very good, though. 1984. It's also in HD. Yeah, I'm up for this. I would like to see this. So I'm no interested in this whatsoever, right? None, like zero, beyond less than zero interest. I don't play Fortnite, and it's very Jody, and I don't really care, so leave me alone, right? It just, I don't know. Kablam, not really that interested. Now, this actually looks like a pretty darn good article, though. Look at this. When dinosaurs ruled the earth. So this is, let me just find it on my one. Who wrote this? Let me find. So this is by the Silurians and Sea Devils have evolved ever since they first appeared in the 1970s. Eddie Robertson asked writers including Stephen Moffat what stopped the legendary monsters from becoming extinct. So that's a good idea for an art. I mean, like, it's always fun to hear Stephen Moffat pontificate on the nuts and bolts of Doctor Who, because he knows what he's talking about, right? He really very much knows what he's talking about. It's a cracker idea. The previous inhabitant of Earth having gone to sleep. It's so good. It really is a very good idea. I mean, that's really bottom line. It's a very good idea. Is that that's the 60s Warriors of the Sea Devil, isn't it? Yeah. I thought the head was smaller. Really? I don't know. Maybe my criticism of the current one is off base. It probably is. I got so much animosity. Okay, so they got two excellent examples of Silurian wonderfulness over here. Where is it? They got when the Silurians showed up in the Cybermen strip. These are one-piece strips. Beautiful artwork by what's his name? Adrian Salmon. And they were gorgeous. And it was just I just really enjoy these. So you had a whole sequence where you had Silurians turn up. Then Blood Heat is awesome, right? Blood Heat is awesome beyond awesome. It's an alternate Earth before they were doing alternate Earths, where the Silurians, basically the Doctor was killed. The third Doctor was killed before he found a cure to the plague, and the Silurians won, right? And it was a post-apocalyptic. It was just fantastic. You had the Brigadier manning this huge garden there. They take your medicine, you damn bullies, right? As he fires away at them.
Yeah, that other one as well, that big finish, the one set on Galapagos with the Silurians, really good, just excellent. It is a good idea. Harder, better, vaster, stronger. So yeah, I think the problem with Madame Vastra is the same problem that you had with Davros, right? She just completely overshadows Silurians. It's like it's not really about the Silurians anymore, and like she's become more of a dominant personality. So yeah, these things I don't know, not really. I think they should make them in the same scale for the action figures, not for their little figurines. So collectivity, talking about clothes, being a fat slob, never got into this much myself. So a guy likes Dalek clothes over there. Dalek slippers, okay. Where's the famous Doctor Who knickers that was on display at the in John Nathan Turner's office? Like he literally had a pair of Doctor Who. There you go. The Doctor Who knickers that were on display at the John Nathan Turner office. But Russ Leach does the art. Good on him. I'm glad he's got the work. I hope he stays on when it becomes much more popular, right? I hope he stays on and becomes a regular artist. And his work's really, this is like nice stuff he's doing, knocking out. Is he doing the colors as well, you think? I mean, look, I'm not thrilled about there being here. Do they have the credits? I just looked through the whole thing to see the credits, and I couldn't find them. Oh, here it is. Credits is Jack Rayner drawing it. Russ Leach does the art, and Mike Summers does the coloring, right? So listen, I will never read it, but I'm glad they can make it another trade. Again, I'm happy for Russ to make some money and get his name out there more. Fact or fiction, going through a town called Mercy. They didn't really do much for me this episode. Maybe I'll try and give it a rewatch. Alan Barnes's takedown of it is excellent, though. He's very well researched and very well written. Very like Alan Barnes, solid talent, right? Solid talent. You can basically always rely on him, basically whatever he's doing. So this is interesting. This was from one of the BBC novels game, War Game. I can't remember it, but I knew it had something to do with like the after the War Games, which is coming up pretty soon. So I'm actually quite looking forward to reading this. It must be talking about where the novels fit in, right? That must be. Steve Ryan looks at. I think it must be in those. Yeah, it must be. This must be where the novels fit in continuity. Oh man, there's so much I don't want to rank on this. Again, listen, I got nothing against Paul Kirkley, who wrote the review. He's got to make a living, but I don't know. I hope he liked First Doctor Adventure, the Outlaws. That was really rather good. And I'm still listening to War Doctor, which has been really excellent so far, right? Really excellent. So I'm really enjoying it. So I was going to get the essential guide to the action figures, and I saw it's 63 to 96. They were shit until 2006. What are you talking about? Right? What? I mean, what, the Daypole ones? No, I'm trying to forget those. You out your bloody mind? Having a laugh? It's Time Lash. Who's reading Time Lash? Let's have a look. I mean, it's got to be better than a TV episode, a TV version. Read by Colin Baker. But why? I mean, really, why? Is what I was like, why? I don't know. So I've really got to try and listen to these stories from the annuals. It sounds like a fun idea, right? These annual stories. I mean, they're famously shit. Blimey, they can't even give away the dead air. Second Doctor Adventures just came out of the Chronicles. Companions Chronicles just came out today. It came out, was it today or yesterday? I haven't listened yet. And then we got the Robots Volume 5. I am so out of the series. Bored me to tears. I mean, really just bored me to tears. Always fun. Always happy to have new Ninth Doctor. Fine, he's with a stunning and brave black girl. I'm not going to hold that against them. Who's doing the writing of that? I think it's got kind of a scary writing cast, isn't it? You got Robert Valentine. Okay, Sarah Groschler, she's okay, and Tim Fine. Okay, so it should be okay. Like, it should be okay. Maybe. I'm always excited for more War Doctor. Who's writing the War Doctor? Okay, so they got Timothy X Attack. He did one very good one. Rossa McWilliams, she's new. I'm scared. And Phil McLaury. I can't remember who that is either. But I'm hoping that Louise Jameson has a strong hand on this, right? Yeah, look, she's really the creative director of this. Oh man, they got a audio Battlefield coming out. I wouldn't mind hearing that. Toby Longworth reading it. That's a weird casting, isn't it? But why? Why is there no Stephen Noonan cosplays as the First Doctor, or Jonathan Kari cosplays as the War Doctor? I mean, like, really, you could so do it. Season Survey. What's your favorite story? Anything before Jodie? Sufficient data. Let's have a look at some of the sufficient data and see what this has to say. What is it? Easter episodes. Easter episodes were the Mighty Kublai Khan, the Warlords, the Hall of Dolls, Macra Terror, 11th Hour, Impossible Astronaut, Bells of St. John, New Earth, Shakespeare Code, Monster of Paladin. That's interesting, isn't it? I get each one of these as a doctor, right? So Legend of the Sea, there was Jodie. The pilot, it would be Capaldi. That would be the only Easter. That's not really an Easter episode. So this must be William Hartnell. The Mighty Kublai Khan, the Warlords, and the Hall of Dolls. From Troutnet Space Pirates, 5, Fear of Everything 5, and Macro. Yeah, these aren't Easter episodes, right? Each episode broadcast on Holy Saturday, except for Legend of the Sea Devil, a broadcast on Easter itself. There you go. So what's coming next week, right? What's coming next week? The Big Picture, Gordon Fleming and the Making of the Dalek movies. Oh, that sounds quite interesting. I guess we're done with Jodie now, right? Louise Who, Jill Curzon answers questions from the TARDIS tin. I don't know who that is. Season 22 exclusive pre-revenue Blu-ray correction. Oh, that means it might be coming out soon. Right? I got to order it then if it's actually coming out. They hadn't even got the preview disc yet from what I heard about a month or so ago. Meet Heb. Ruth Madeleine is on joining the Sixth Doctor. So here's the thing. Why did it not seem like they were rubbing it in my face with Years and Years? Right? She was in Years and Years, and it didn't feel like, oh look, it's a wheelchair character. Look at us, we're so stunning and brave. It felt like, I think it's because she was more a character, and you didn't even realize she was in a wheelchair until halfway through her first scene at the early. I can't even remember it, but you established a character first, right? There's no way of doing that on audio because, you know, it's obviously going to be a feature that she's in a wheelchair, right? I don't think there's any way of doing it that in a way that's not obvious that they're looking for wokey points. I think. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Russell D. has probably said something to them as well. And I'm not against handicapped people getting. I mean, God forbid, handicapped people getting jobs. Like I'm not against that. It just feels like tokenism, right? That's really what it feels like, tokenism, and like really kind of blatant. I mean, like I think that I mean, it's. When I think of the character she played in Years and Years, and I want to describe her, the first thing it isn't about she's in a wheelchair. You know, she's plucky. She's just tough and funny. You know, there's no way I can think of describing this new character other than in a wheelchair, right? It seems to be intrinsic to what. I mean, I don't know how can you do it on audio that it wasn't a thing, right? Here's how you would do it. Here's the only way I can see you really doing it, by subverting the listener, right? You could do something like they did with that Oswald Dalek story, right? The Clara Dalek story, where it turns out that she's a Dalek in the end. She's not inside the Dalek, that she's actually the Dalek.
So you could have like the Doctor and her communicating, and then when they finally meet, he goes, "You're in a wheelchair." It's like, "You're not." So it's like, and by that point, it's so they don't have it on the cover as being that, but it just the more that you publicize that it's a wheelchaired companion, it seems more tokeny, right? I don't want Big Finish, anybody Big Finish to think I don't love them, right? Because the truth is I do absolutely love Big Finish, right? That's what's broken my heart, that I don't think there's been some real, I think, horrible missteps, right? But it's not because I don't love Big Finish. I do genuinely love Big Finish. I love everything they've done, and I love the output they give. I think they're wonderful, right? I really do, and I think they try their best. I just don't know they're doing this. That doesn't seem very on the nose, and this seems too on the nose. That's basically it. Seems too on the nose, and also Colin's stuff has been really bad of late. I mean, just really, really awful. How awful? Not quite as awful as this. Stranded again. It's the one that just it's so tokeny, right? It's all about Liv getting it on with getting in a relationship with Rebecca Root, Tanya, right? Now Tanya is, I know you all scream trans women are women, okay, and I'm not disputing that, but one's genitalia does play a role in a physical romantic relationship. And if let's say I date a young lady, right? I mean, and eventually we want to make love, right? And she's actually, and I find out she doesn't have a vagina but a penis. It's going to be a bit disturbing, right? It's going to be a bit disturbing. I imagine that when Liv, who's now a lesbian, obviously, goes to go down on Tanya and finds she's got a cock, a little bit jarring. But I think there's a big push to normalize that which is uncommon. And I understand it's uncommon and nobody should be persecuted for it. But I don't understand the normalization, right? It's not normal. It's like making being Jewish normal. It's not. Okay, it's not normal. I don't think I've displayed anything more than that, right? That it is not normal. So that's the whole point of this series, and it's very, very obvious. And I don't love Big Finish. I do love Big Finish. It's just like I don't understand why you thought this was a good idea, right? Why not do? I don't know. Actually, you know what? I take that back. What I resent, and I really do resent this, because for me this is like a somewhat serious issue. I mean, I do not know if this fad of not questioning if trans women are women in any way, shape, or form, that people scream very loud, and then you're screamed at very loudly, I tend not to trust, right? I really do tend not to trust, especially any new thing, right? So this really disturbs. So yeah, what I wish that they would have done is instead of having part as an ongoing series, make your own series. Make something that's within continuity to itself. I mean, that's why. Look, honestly, I'm hoping that all the stuff that I call woke is just in the Jodie stuff they're doing. Fine. If there's a market for it, there's an audience for it. Fine. Let them pay for it and let it keep it over there. Right. This seemed like it was very intrusive. Right. And for me, on a really primal level, I find the idea that men and women are fluid and interchangeable somewhat offensive. Right. I'm happy to live and let live, but I find the idea somewhat offensive. So making it a central feature of this series, which was the continuing Eighth Doctor story, I thought was really, really, really obnoxious and a bad idea, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if the reason you're rebooting the range is because sales have dropped out, right? And the reason sales have dropped out isn't because people have got tired of the range, is that the range got tiresome. And it's a real difference, right? Other than that, the idea of him being stranded for a year, I would have been on board with, but you made it all about
the trans gay relationship. So, you know, it wasn't very inclusive, shall we say. It wasn't very inclusive. And then we get to see that cover again without text, because, you know, you don't live until you've seen Gormless like Jodie. Right? Like, what was your, like, what was she thinking? I want to look like there's no thought going through my head whatsoever. I want to look vacant and stupid. I want to look more stupid and vacant than the robot behind me. I mean, look at that. The Cyberman behind her is acting better. I mean, like, God, what is she emoting through the eyes? That she's got a cold? I don't understand. Like, how is this a good acting choice? Somebody explain this to me. How is this like, really? The anti-Viagra. Literally the anti-Viagra of everything. Jodie Whittaker, ladies and gentlemen, 4 more months, and she's gone. 4 months since she's gone. If Doctor Who magazine can survive it, so can you and me. So can you and me. We can only hope, right? We can only hope. Oh, man, that was painful. Man, that was painful. So, you know what to do when you experience pain. Actually, I should show you this. We have a couple of funny things I uploaded. But no, I'm going to plow on. I am going to plow on and go into pain number 2. Oh, God help us. Here we go. The font bigger. She cried. There we go. Okay. Share screen. Doink, this one. It's not Star Trek. It's not Star Trek. This week, it's kind of a weird mix of the X-Files. It's very, very heavily influenced by the X-Files. Weirdly. X-Files with X-Files mixed with a bit of Terminator. Okay, X-Files, Terminator, This Is Us, and is there any other X-Files, Terminator, This Is Us? Is there any other plot thread going on? I don't know. So fine. Previously on Star Trek. All right, I forgot where it started off. So fine, this is an X-Files episode, right? So we start off with this weird pre-credit sequence. Somebody's running through the woods. Oh, scary! Help! I don't know what's going on. Who is this? Help! And then somebody's looking at them, and now because in free frame I can see who it is. But they cut off too quickly that you can't see on the TV show. So then cut back to they're in the basement, whatever, they're in this holding cell about to be interrogated, and in walks the guy from the Shield, right, who is clearly put on. It's been many years since Shield, but he's very much exactly the same character, right? Although he does have super technology to help him solve crimes. This guy, he literally has super technology to help him solve crimes. So he's so he comes in, they start talking, and he wants to know, like, are they human? And they start laughing. Of course I'm human. Well, actually a robot. So that's interesting. I see your species understands humor and laughing, right? And then they work out, wait a minute. We're in the basement. Nobody can see you. That camera's not even working. Nobody cares about you. Nothing, like, I could do whatever I want and no one's going to know. That's not good news, right? That's not good news. So he wanted to know why they were trying to why they're interested in what they're planning to do to the Europa launch, right? So he knows they've been around. Like, what are you trying to do with the Europa launch? So then we have the crappy titles that go on, thankfully, a long time. You know what? It's good. The titles go on for a long time. It's good. So I have less that I need to cover, right? It is a moron piece of shit. So fine. So we have the X-Files starting off.
Then we have the lesbian lovers, the completely convincing lesbian lovers of 7 of 9. Real, who was not a lesbian, and Rafi. Oh, they love each other so much. They're such the perfect couple. So the Reals are freaking out. There's a bull. Hey, caramba! There'll be a bull queen free roaming the streets of 2024 LA. Ah, caramba! They're not good. And Seven's like, yes, I understand. So they're like, well, we're trying to work it out. So she's like, wait a minute, why don't I just ask this guy? It says, do you know where I could find where the woman who did this? Can you help me find her? And I think he probably does, right? Fine. So then what is it? So then he brings out this tablet and he says, in this insane database they have, we did facial recognition and found out you're also at this part. There's no central database, right? And there's a picture of all his friends, right? There's no central database. Is it like, what the hell? And so what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, so there's a magical database where everybody can be found. That's how they find out he's at the Euro party. So Guinan tries to like, well, what? Why are you interested? What's going on with you? It's like, it's not going to work. I'm an FBI man. And then he says, and also, because I noticed that you've got an injury, that you must have got that from an IV. You can't go to a hospital. You must have gone to like a private, like an underground clinic. And then what happened? Oh yeah, fine. Well, I think we come back there later. So anyway, meanwhile, Sojia's found out that she's a clone or whatever. Going through all of Dr. Zoom's logs. She looked so much hotter last season, right? What happened to her? They run her through like a desexifying beam. It's so weird. Oh yeah, so this is the stupidest thing ever. Oh my god. So okay, this is sci-fi written by dumb chicks. I mean, it really is. Oh, let's see who wrote this. Let me look this up. Star Trek Picard episode guide. Gene Picard. Do you remember that was when Q was fun? All right, that was when Q was fun. Remember those days? We go to the Wikipedias. Wikipedia. God, I can't believe I got another season of this. So it's written by, here we go. Written by Idiot Chicks. This is Cindy Appel and Christine Byer. Right, exactly. Correct. Although Christine Byer was actually a real novelist, wasn't she? What happened with you? Oh, she wrote for Discovery. They must have taught her how to be shit, right? So so then it says, now I'm watching this video. I got to get in there myself and see what's going on. So she puts on this magic VR headset. It says, computer, extrapolate a three-dimensional image from 2D. And they're like, you doing that? And she can walk around there and see what's going on. But as she's looking around, Q appears. It's not really Q. It's a rogue program Q put in. That, hi, I'm Q. I put you here for when you found me. Said, you can find out the truth. I'm here to set you free. And John Delancey is always great whenever he's in anything, right? I do like a bit of John Delancey. One second. He tells us that she's been grown, and he has the key to the prison, right? He has the key to her prison. He can let her out, right? You just got to be prepared to take it. He goes to a 3D printer, and then it opens up this. Gives her a box with inside has the freedom written there in this little vial, right? So meanwhile, Raffi and Seven tracked the Bull Queen. The guy told him that Girardi left with a big guy with a beard, right? Big guy with a red beard. Oh, boom! There you go. If they find him, dead as a door now. it's written by idiot chicks. It really is. Oh no, Dive is dead. What are we gonna do, right? So Rabbi keeps saying, "Oh, you need to be able to think like a Borg. You used to be a Borg. Think like a Borg." And she gets kind of pissed off and screams, "Oh, you're being so manipulative. The guy's man's dead. Oh no!" And then she's like, "Wait a minute, that's his phone. What happened?" And it looks like she's drunk the battery, right? So the battery apparently has these metals in it that they put in for when they assimilate you, right? To help you accept the assimilation a bit better. It's kind of the same as if you're raped in prison. If they're very nice, they may rub some liquid soap on their dick before they violate you in the most horrible way possible. You know, same sort of thing. So then we go over here and we see all these cars being disabled as Girardi eats all the batteries, whatever metal from there, right? It's like, I'm gonna get you, and then she sees her here, and we get a nice boob shot. There's quite a lot of nice Girardi boob shots going on, and this must be a stunt because this is kind of cool. This is where we're in Terminator territory. Dun 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 dun. Again, nice bit of boobage. Well done. I would have watched the Terminator. Dun 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 dun. And boom! And she kicks the phaser out of the hand and hits Seven. Goes, whoa! I'm so strong. Boing. Then grabs Raffi, and I'm like, yes, kill Raffi. The world will be better without Raffi. This is good, right? This is good. But inside her voice says, "No, it shall not be. I do not let. No. So he puts her down and storms off. Still looking much hotter than she did when she was good. I'm very happy about this. Meanwhile, what's going on? So now they're taking Guinan to another cell. Not Guinan, fake Guinan to another cell, and he's going to work on Picard all on his own, right? All on his own. I'm going to work over Pops here. So he said he worked out that he got that IV from a backstreet clinic, and he said, "Oh look, who was arrested there? The same guy who we saw at the party. I know everything because I know everything. I'm just too clever." Right. I am everything. Fine. So now they get rid of fake Guinan. Right. And then we went to check over there and look what we found. You're bad. How long will it take a tech boy to sort this out? Meanwhile, on La Serena, little Mikhail or whoever he is. But he works on the ship, and then he says, "Hey, you want something to eat? I want cake. Oh, have cake." They take the cake, and he's very happy about having cake. And we get this weird romantic scene, which is kind of awkward and strange. It goes on forever. It's like. I think you're doing well. You're saying with pretend we're married, right? Now it feels like a business partnership. Okay, they wanted to pretend they're married and that she's cheating on her husband. This is just weird, right? I don't like this at all. And again, I like this actor. I would love to see him be a captain like he was in the first episode. That was great. He was good then. I liked he had a nice swagger to him. Then Mommy calls her mummy about the kiss, but she goes back and goes, "Nah, give me a bit of tongue kissing." Meanwhile, he keeps working on Picard. He's like, you're going to break here. Nah, I mean, his jacket's off. He's the one who's like sweating. Picard's like, I'm fine. But okay, meanwhile, Guinan's in another office. This is why they have to separate her. Because Q appears, right? So you're Q? I said, of course I'm a Q. And so I had to come and see this way because he doesn't have his power anymore. His power's going away. He doesn't really understand it. Like, you can snap and he cut. Nothing happens. So he's having to manipulate instead, right? And he's like, "This is the weirdest thing." So this is why. Oh, I'm on the next. Yeah, let's go to the next one. On the slides, we go over here. Right. So he's saying, he basically confirmed that Q is dying, and that's why that he needs to see Picard. He needs to see how they. They said the trap is the Ivy trapped him back here in this time. He said the trap is immaterial. It's how they break out the trap that's very important to me, right? And then then with that cryptic note, he leaves. Meanwhile, in clearly Alex Kurtzman's house, Dr. Soong comes home and finds Soji. Corey, right? And says, like, what's going on? She confronts him with everything. Says, you don't love me, you just love your work. He's like, no. And he starts telling her everything, like, there's been a bunch of them. Most of the first 16 died in the first day. Then one lasted for like 4 years. And I didn't think it would last this long, right? And of course, he said, of course I love you, right? Where we go? Where is it? So of course I love you, and he's clearly lying, right? He loves himself, right? And so she's taken the cure, and so she walks out. Dun, dun, dun. Said, no, you'll burn up. And I said, no, I see freedom. I've taken it. Now I'm free from you forever. And he's very mad. He's losing his work, and she walks away. Angry Dr. Soong. Okay, so now they're still chasing Girardi. And they're trying to work out what to do. So they scan. At some point they scan the phone. Yeah, they scan the phone to be able to work it out. Oh yeah, and she says, it's terrible you call me manipulative, right? Sorry you call me. And then we have this. It's just really done like this. You don't know what's going on. Suddenly, Elnor, what's his name? Elnor. Romulan boy, right, shows up. Romulan boy shows up, and what's going on? And so we have this scene where Raffi is being a crack whore, and he's thinking of going back to the planet Vashti to help. He's been asked to call, oh, this is so shit. God, my head. Fine, I can keep doing this, right? I can do it. He said he'd been asked to go back to Vashti, which apparently came from or whatever. He might delay his year in academy, and then it's really like very obvious. Like, well, you could do that if you want, I guess, right? We could do that, I guess. Oh, is there any mods here? Can they try and get rid of the spam bot block user? Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. I can do that. There you go. Look at me all by myself. So basically, she like totally manipulates him. Is that? Got another one. Take him out. Hopefully. Oh, error occurred. Block user. Oh well, what can I tell you? I think I blocked them all. Maybe that's why there's a ghost one appearing. Can I delete that? Put user in timeout. Let's try that. Okay, now he's gone. And he's like, oh, I feel bad I did that. I'm manipulative. Yeah, we know. You're also a crack whore, darling. Really? And also, there's no way in a million years that you are shagging 709. Okay? I'm sorry. It's just not happening, mate. So Dr. Soong is all dejected. They get a lead on whatever, Girardi. He's all dejected. I'm sad. And then in walks Girardi, and says, I assume I don't have to explain to you, their resistance is futile. Something like that. Fine. There we go. Okay, so then this keeps going on, and suddenly there's like lights flicker, it goes weird, and she like mentally tells Picard, humans always live in the past, past. Humans live in the past. And I said, maybe what was that? Because I don't know. We live in the past. Right. So then he starts talking to him about what's driving him. Like, he wouldn't have worked out this before. Like, why are you doing this? What's going on? You know, this has been your whole life. You've been looking for this, right? So what's the motivation? Now we get back to that first scene. He's in the wood looking for his doggy, and he finds a bunch of Vulcans on Earth for some reason doing some shit, right? And they see, and he sees him, runs away, and the Vulcan comes, and he goes to mind meld with him. He's like, he pushed his fingers into my brain. I don't know what happened. Then he beamed up in the middle, right? So it didn't work. And he's like, he was trying to kill me. Like it was like literally drilling his heels in. I said, was it more like this? Like, and he says, no, it was a Vulcan. He was trying to mind meld with you so you wouldn't be suffer this way all your life. Sorry about that. No worries. So now he's very happy. He's like, we need your help. We're here from the future. We need your help to save the galaxy. Okay, I'm not even joking. He's like, okay, fine. Fine. Back on La Serena. Rios, transporter offline. He's found the Borg code have infected the transporters. Oh no! Well, that doesn't mean they can just like change people on board. When you transport, they just reorganize you to be a Borg. That's the easiest way to convert somebody, isn't it? They don't know why they don't do it that way. So anyway, Guinan comes in and visits. She talks about Picard, talks about Q, and say, well, what's going on with Q? They come up to the conclusion that humans are always able to to evolve beyond impossible situations. Like, they're able to understand death and evolve beyond death. So that's why that's basically what he's putting Picard through this. So to see how Picard will get out of this, because that way he will learn how to get out of dying, I think. Meanwhile, he's been fired. We're never seeing him again. It's a shame. Well, a reasonably good actor. Same thing with Discovery. They had that one actor in it who wasn't bad. And he's like, yeah, well, now I'm going. My story's over. Goodbye. And they say goodbye, I guess. So anyway, he's coming to tell me he was fired because he's been chasing aliens all his life, and now this was bringing him in was the last straw. That's funny. Meanwhile, Girardi, Borg Queen work together. Wants her access to satellites. They're so slow. And she still has a very nice cleavage. I think we should see more of the cleavage. Excellent, good cleavage. And nice bit of leg as well. Fine. So she tells him that Picard's here to change the future. If Rene Picard goes up on the what's it called again? The Europa mission. She'll make a discovery that makes his work obsolete, and he will die alone, and nobody knows who he is. However, if she doesn't do that, she won't make that. She won't. If she doesn't go on a mission, she won't make the discovery, and your discovery ends up changing the world, saving the world. So essentially, you remember in the future, you see. Do I want to wrench you? How do I do this? I can't do it from here. I have to go on to next time I'm on. Next time I see a comment or something, I'll see if I can wrench you that way. But maybe I'll try off this. So anyway, the point of this is so you remember those screens that saved the Earth and the future? He invented those screens. That's why we saw like a baby version of those, right? So he's like, so he has to stop Picard, or his life's going to be meaningless and worthless. And if he does stop Picard, he'll be famous forever and have everything he always wanted. He's like, well, that seems like a fair deal to me, right? So now Picard, they work out that the Bull Queen is going to come and attack the ship. They got to go and defend it. Otherwise, she's going to use that to assimilate the world, and they'll get ahead of the game. And he's got he gets some. Come on, let me just finish this crap. Oh. So yeah, they basically make plans to they kind of Ocean 11 it again, and they say goodbye to Guinan. Goodbye, Guinan. Meanwhile, the Bull Queen has got a bunch of commandos that he's got that she's infecting with nanoprobes, and they're all becoming bull. Like, yeah, see, and that's the strike force that will be attacking La Serena next time we see them. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, make it end. And then when this is over, we got the invariably shit and unwatchable Brave New World. It's going to be awful. It's going to be awful unless the apocalypse happens and the Messiah comes, which is what I am hoping for. Oh, fine. Let's have a quick look at Bounding in the comics. See if we see anything new going on there. A second. I need to open a window. There you go. We're over here. Bounding into comics.com. Okay, this looks like. Here, 1 second. Share screen. So what the hell? G4 TV host Fox debases herself, claims she will drink Megan Fox's blood from any end. Ew. G4 see massive loss of viewers in months following Frost's infamous ramp. Yeah. Yes, we are. Just Shazam Fury of the Gods leaks, claims Wonder Woman is in the film, but it's not Gal Gadot. Off. Right. X-Men 97 writer hints that Disney's Plus series will reflect modern issues. The world is a very different place than it was when they were. Oh, God. Disney and Pixar's Lightyear film, same-sex couple, pretty front and center at CinemaCon. Oh, God. Just leave us alone. Doctor Strange actress and husband face multiple. Doctor Strange actress and husband face multiple charges of sexually abusing young girl. Hey, that's not good. I don't want to know about Frost. It just grosses me out. Look, honestly, I think, am I crazy thinking this is the end of days? And then I go, yeah, this is the end of days. Megan Fox drinking blood. Just stop. Alleged leaks reveal Tennessee Coates' Superman project to use Superman alien heritage as a parallel to racism. You understand you're living in the least racist culture in the history of our species, right? Are you aware of that? Literally, the least racist culture in the history of our species. Also, to become a hotbed for insurrections, actor John Leguizamo whines about losing thousands of followers. So, yeah, that happened. I gained a bunch of followers, really weirdly. And somebody commented, I haven't seen you on my timeline for ages, right? That was them scrambling to get rid of the code before they faced criminal prosecution, right? That's the only reason they did that. Because they're going to face criminal bloody prosecution for doing exactly what we've always said they're doing. Really, exactly that. Oh, wrong thing. Hang on, remove. I think with that, I'm hungry. Did I miss anybody? Now now the show, now the Bulgarian infection. Yes. Fish comment. I could go for a bit of fish. I don't know. So check out my video tomorrow. Awesome rant, if I may say so myself. Awesome rant. I will be back on my channel on Saturday. I'm gonna upload. I can't upload anything till after Sabbath, which is about 8:30ish, right? So if 8:30 is my time, that's 6:30 is your time. So I expect to see, if I'm online, expect to see me at around 8 UK time. Around 8 to no, later than that. No, about 7:38 UK time. It basically depends what time Shabbos goes out. Rewatch if you missed the last two Rabbi rants. Oh yes, I've had a few good ones this week. Very good, very good. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. I'm hitting the end broadcast button. Hit it again. Like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe.